All right, welcome back, everybody. Rudy, Alpha Investments. I've been having a great day over there, and people ask me, Rudy, world's pretty unstable still. What are you buying? What's going on? Talk about some different things. So I want to share, as I've discussed in the videos in the last 60 days, whenever you have an economic turmoil situation around the world, if you are fortunate, if you're safe and healthy and stable, you do in the financial world need to be looking at expanding your positions in everything from all asset classes, from stocks, bonds, real estate, to collectibles, of which collectibles, Magic falls in that one particular category. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I want to go over some of the things I've been adding to positions on. I'm going to give you my rationale, and on this kind of couple day, little week episode, I'm trying to space out these buying videos because there's so many of them to like just once per week. So in today's, this one's mostly sealed product. I'm going to start with the newer stuff. I don't have these two items with me. The first product, I can't believe I'm saying this, and I think it's dumb. I'm expanding my positions in Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan. You can go ahead and just press F in the chat. Thumbs down at 4 times and make it into a triangle. I didn't think I'd be saying that. I should have just sat on the boxes years ago before, when I had them to the patrons for $79 and before Wizards raised their price, and I was able to get them for that $76 price point back in the day, before everything got more expensive years ago. I should have just kept a bunch at that price. So now I'm actually looking to accumulate more between the 80 and 90 price point. That's what I've been doing for Rivals and regular. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to become a massive expensive set because they did take the flip cards that were originally supposed to be lottery masterpiece cards and they just put them as regular flip cards in the set. If there were actual lottery cards in Ixalan and Rivals, it'd probably be a lot more expensive. Which brings me to the next product. Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation. I'm getting a lot of conversation on these, the lottery boxes, the lottery masterpiece series of the BFZ Oath, the Kaladesh Aether, Amonkhet, Hour of Devastate Your Face. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I called it wrong. I was very negative on all of these products. Well, Battle for Zendikar and Oath were the ones I was most bullish on. I was very negative on Kaladesh and Aether because that came on the back of the announcement that Wizards was going to do these lottery card injections permanently moving forward, and I lost my crap, and I was very emotional, and I didn't think straight, and that cost me because I don't have any positions in Aether, and I'm trying to go back now and get my positions in Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, paying obviously not the $77 price point from years ago when distributors have and everything was cheap, and before Wizards raised prices, and those were the easy, and I didn't do that. I sold them all to patrons for the few patrons who actually bought those products. Very few. I think less than 10% bought that set, according to my old spreadsheets and data. People just didn't want it. I was negative. They were negative. The card quality sucked. The lottery cards were tough to read. It was just a bearish environment across the board, and I didn't help the situation. So I'm paying the price, and I'm going back now, and I'm trying to expand in Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation. Paying $90, $100 booster box plus pricing for English boxes now. Why? Because it is what it is. I know this is stupid sounding. I'm listening to myself say this compared to the past. Like, I'm looking at my old videos. Battle for Zendikar and Oath and Kaladesh and Aether, those original 4, I think those are going to be like $300 booster boxes. And the Amonkhet and Hour of Dev, those are going to be $200 to $250. They'll be a little bit cheaper because they're not as, meaningful and impactful as the original 4. But it is what it is. I wish I believed that originally. I would have bought in a lot cheaper instead of paying an extra 20-30% higher than I could have done at the beginning. But, that's what you get for making mistakes. I'm only human. So, yeah, I'm going to be adding to those positions. So those are the newer products I've been kind of focused on. I don't talk too much, obviously, about like the standard product now, like the whole Throne, Core, and of course War of the Spark, and of course Theros, because it's all in print. There's really not much to talk about because, especially Theros, it's probably going to be available for another 6 to 12 months minimum at the distributor pricing, me selling them to patrons cheap. I don't know why I bring up the patrons so much. I can't even shill for myself. It's so weird. Same as Rudy shill for it. I miss doing that. I kind of miss it. I got to make like something funny new up. I got to come up with something. Throne of Eldraine, same thing. I think that's probably going to be available in print and production all the way through the end of the year until 2021. War of the Spark's a little bit different. That one's starting to age. That is the older one of the batch. And, of course, Guilds and Allegiance is already getting tougher to find, as represented by the 90-plus price points on the boxes, pushing $100 a box, not including taxes and fees on eBay and TCG Player. So you're already starting to see the Guilds and Allegiance products move up a little bit. And I actually do think that's going to continue moving forward. And, that's what it is. Really kind of It's tough to believe some of that, especially I just said that I'm interested in buying Ixalan and Amonkhet. Just, it's kind of a crappy, it's such a bittersweet, weird thing. So move on. Let's move on. Let's move on, everybody. Next, I'm going to go over some of the vintage buying I did. And also, I got one card. Bought a, not international, regular collector's edition, Black Lotus. This was an eBay purchase. You can go on there and probably get sold listings. I think I paid around $1,500 for it before cashbacks and eBay bucks, whatever, just around that price point. Honestly, I don't know where to put this thing. I'm still not a huge fan of collector's edition cards. The whole, CE and ice cards. Still just not my favorite thing. I don't like the pokey corners. I don't like the gold backs on the card. It's just not for me. I do believe over time they're still just going to drift upwards very slowly. But again, remember, we're in a bear market. We're in a recession. So don't expect any returns for anybody out there who's interested anytime soon. I do firmly expect all prices to stay suppressed with zero returns to negative returns for this foreseeable future until things stabilize. That could be the end of the year, could be next year, could be 5 years. Nobody really knows. But if you still have a passion for Magic like I do, these are the time periods you need to accumulate additional positions. Just like the stock market, if you have favorite companies and you want to accumulate additional equity in those companies, whether you like the whole blue chip stuff or you like the micro stocks, financials, whatever you're into, these are the times when things are suppressed. You need to accumulate additional shares in those equities to build your positions and ride the waves up and down on a weekly basis. So let's jump over to some old stuff, everybody. We're going to start with the newest. We already talked about Ixalan and Amonkhet. Next, I want to bring up the Scars and Besieged. So the Mirrodin, these two Scars and Besieged booster boxes is kind of a funny story. For those of you who watch my videos for many, many years, you will remember years ago, I think it was 2017, I made a video talking about Scars of Mirrodin. And a lot of people made fun of me. Oh, here's Rudy pumping and dumping the product. Whatever crap you want to come up with, go for it. This was a product at the time when I made that video. It was about, I think it was $115 a box. And I said this should be about pushing towards $200 a box. And this was in 2017. You can go and find it on YouTube. Just type in Alpha Investments, Scars of Mirrodin. It's easy to find. And I felt it was severely underpriced. This box was from, what year was this? This is 2010. This is 10 years old. So if you had followed the course on this particular product, this was pre-high printed demand and kind of reprinting throughout the life cycle. 2011, 12, and 13 is when you really should have been buying into this product when it was still about that $80, $90 price point. But now, from 2017 and forward, I know this is kind of like a, deja vu, Groundhog Day kind of video, but this is a box that's probably, I don't know, $250, $300, $350 on the open market now. And I actually think Scars and Besieged should actually be pushing, these should be $500 boxes. They're 10 years old. They're extraordinarily iconic. The print run is low. And I already have positions, as you guys have seen in my videos in the past. But these are two particular products. Anything Mirrodin, original Mirrodin, Scars, Besiege. I don't want to talk about New Phyrexia because that just makes me angry on how expensive it is and the fact I have 0 boxes because I screwed that up. I think it's going to get there. And same way everybody thought I was pumping and shilling for the product in 2017, saying it should be worth $200. And now that it's way over $200, the product should be a $500 booster box. If you have original Innistrad, many of the 2005, 2010 boxes are $500 to $1,000 a box now. There is no reason iconic, some of the best sets in Magic history should be below $500 a box. Because of that, obviously, I'm going to continue to kind of slow drip and buy a few more of these particular products. And again, I just wanted to share what my plans are on there. I don't know if it's going to take another 5, 10 years, or it's going to stay flat, the same price for the next 10 years. I don't know, but I at least want to be positioned for that next movement in that sealed product. Because as I said in 2017, when the box was $115, how on earth is a product like that $115 when I said that 3 years ago on this channel? And now 2020, there's no reason that product should be that cheap. There's no reason. And I'd like to add more to my personal position. So that's what's going on with the Scars block. Next, I want to jump over. We're going to go even older here. Let me make sure the camera's still going as we go back through time. All right, so now we're going to get even older here. I want to go all the way back. You guys have heard me already talk about this in the past, so this is no surprise at all. Everybody knows I am a huge Weatherlight, Exodus, Stronghold, Tempest era guy. And of course, Weatherlight is the weakest of the batch. That's why it has the cheapest price point. The strongest is probably going to be something like Stronghold or Tempest, and medium is probably going to be Exodus, and of course Weatherlight at the bottom of that spectrum. But again, these are 19... does it have a date? Maybe it doesn't have a date. Sorry, everybody. 1996? I think it's 1996. We're going to go with 96, 97. You know, this sucker's over 20 years old. The fact that these boxes are on eBay for like $500–600 range just blows my mind. Blows my mind. So I'm going to continue to expand into these type of positions because just like I told you guys, you know, unlike Ixalan and Amonkhet, which is cringing for me to have to buy them on the open market higher, I do believe that Weatherlight boxes, in the last couple weeks, I have bought an additional 10 boxes of Weatherlight because I actually believe in the product. And I believe that expanding in this position, just like the Amonkhet and the newer stuff, I think that boxes like this, at the price point for 20 plus years old with reserve list cards, is absurd to be $500 price point. I think it's just absolutely absurd. So I know you guys have seen some of my box opening videos I talk about, and you guys kind of see some of my little warehouse shots where you see it pan by some of these boxes. So you're going to see, obviously, more of these boxes show up in the videos because, quite frankly, I love the product. It's stunningly beautiful. I love the fact it has reserve list cards. In addition to I know it doesn't have really expensive cards like Stronghold with the Sliver Queens and the Mox Diamonds, or Tempest with, oh my god, Tempest has so many cards. It's ridiculous. I understand the cards aren't as valuable and sought after in Weatherlight, but have you ever actually looked at all the cards in Weatherlight? Like, go to like the Gatherer with Wizards website, hit View Rares of rare cards from Weatherlight only, and actually look at all the bizarre cards in Weatherlight. It's completely weird. It's the most bizarre set. There are some cards in it that are just absolutely like, what? Why would they make that? What is that card? Like, there's so many weird cards in it. That's what lures me to it. I like the allure of bizarre stuff. You guys know I'm a huge fan of that. When Wizards makes new products and new sets, you guys know I like the concept of actually just them taking chances and making weird new cards. Looking at you, Ikoria, and your new Tri-Lands. Looking at you. Told you guys they were going to work on something else in the future besides Shocklands, Fetchlands, and Tri-Lands with cycling, even though it's a little bit more expensive, 3 to cycle instead of 2 normally. But still, Tri-Land with cycling. Something new. I like it. You're taking little chances. So, Weatherlight is an older 90s product that I do firmly believe in. And let me paint another picture. The fact that people are out there and they're willing to spend $400 on a Secret Lair fetch land, which is the biggest Chuck Norris fist right in your face when you check the mail. The fact that people are okay spending $400 on 5 little cards in a Secret Lair with a black box, and yet I can buy a 20-plus-year-old box with reserve list cards on eBay for the same amount of money, or I guess for what, 10% more? It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. I'm just straight up, everybody. And that's my rationale. And then Wizards announced another Secret Lair, which is another video, where they're going to have the five cards again, but they're basic lands and they're $30. It just blows my mind, everybody. I've never seen such an insulting product to the world of Magic. And I can't imagine the grin on their face every time they sell those $500, $400, whatever their local, whatever the WPN store, because I'm not WPN, I know we joke about it. Well, they probably get them for $100 and they sell them for $400 or something, which they need the money. But I think it'd be a better approach to help LGSs by not saying, here's 2 Secret Lair fetch lands. Go make some free money. If you want to help the LGS, your idea, Wizards, which was a home run, to give like a WPN store like a case of mystery boxes or something for free, that's smart. That's sincere. That's a good move. You know, that's the difference between a smart play and just being insulting. So, all right, next we're going to move over to something else in this video. We're talking about Stronghold here. There's not really a lot to say on the end of this video here with Stronghold. These type of boxes. So I bought an additional 6-7 boxes of Stronghold in the last week or so. I've been wanting to expand in this position. And the prices have come down from the highs. The problem is with these, they're still very expensive. And the problem with Stronghold is that, well, not really a problem. The reason it's so expensive and the reason it's going to get more expensive is because Unlike Tempest, unlike Weatherlight, unlike Visions, unlike Mirage, Stronghold has extraordinarily expensive cards. And it's a small, like, what is it, like 140 card set or something? I mean, how many rares are there? Like 30, 40 rares or something? I mean, you have a couple $100 Mox Diamond with the best sliver card in history, not including all the other stuff. All the other crazy ensnaring bridges and whatever. Is that even in that set, or is that a... Yeah. All these other crazy... I mean, you have so many amazing cards in a small set. The expected value is actually 2-3 times higher than the other sets. That's the reason why it carries a higher price point. And quite frankly, hello, it's got Mox Diamond and Sliver Queen. There's nothing else we can talk about. Like, those two cards are always going to remain an iconic piece of Magic's history. So this is something else I've been a big fan of, big firm believer. I don't know about price point or how high or low, but it's just something that I personally been wanting to add to my position because I just think as time goes on, it's going to just continue to get more expensive and it's going to continue to just kind of age well. So I don't know if I'm getting a good deal paying still like $1,000 plus a box. I just don't know, but I just want to be positioned for that future move. And if it doesn't happen, so be it. I'm still happy to own the product. I'm happy to do box openings in the future. I mean, first of all, do you guys remember the box opening videos we've done on Stronghold in the past? Do you remember that box opening we did like 2-3 years ago? Seriously, Alpha Investments, Stronghold. Hit it on YouTube. Find the one that was like a couple of years ago. There was a Stronghold box opening. The dude, the patron pulled 2 Mox Diamonds and 2 Sliver Queens in one box. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It was crazy. So, one other one. Actually, I think there's another box over here. Hang on. Sorry, I had to get one more box. But that's kind of my position. I wanted to go over this today's video, and I mostly just wanted to share with you all that, you know, while I am continuing to buy old vintage sealed product, at the same time, some of the newer, you know, 2010, there's a lot of opportunity in those products. And then, like I told you guys, I should have brought a box Amonkhet. That's in the warehouse. Sorry, I got the Amonkhet and Ixalan in the background of that warehouse. I didn't bring it with me today. Sorry. But still, there is opportunity. No matter what anyone says, no matter how many people bash it, they can bash me, make fun of me. Makes no difference. Because I will stay the course, and I'm going to continue to do what I love to do, and I'm going to continue to share with everybody what I do, what my opinion is, and I'll let you know if I'm right or wrong. Stupid Neophyrexia getting wrong. Stupid From the Vault getting wrong. Stupid Aether Revolt I got wrong. Now I get to buy Amonkhet and Ixalan at a higher price point just to get it. So I like to share with everybody the mindset, the experience, and the journey of the pros and cons of doing this, and some of the things I've missed and some of the things I've gotten right. So that's why, if you've noticed, that's why it's important to go with the old stuff, the mid-tier 10-year-old stuff, and then, of course, also boxes of, you know, a couple-year-old Ixalan, a couple-year-old Amonkhet era with lottery cards. So, you know, as you can see in this video, oh yeah, and my one little collector's edition card I bought, as you can see, it's important to go across the board. That's kind of the key takeaway that I'm trying to explain to everybody. I'm not really picking a certain item and trying to buy it all. That's not really how it works. It's not the prudent, kind of best due diligence way to get the best cost basis. The key is to really look for the sales, look what's all over eBay, look what has a suppressed price, and then just pick up that product, then look for something else. That's kind of the approach I take. I don't just say, okay, we're going with Amonkhet this month, I'm going to buy as much as I can. I try to just look across the board what looks like it's slightly below what it should be, and I like to add to those positions. There's no set pattern. There's not a best one. Weatherlight's not better than Stronghold because they're not priced the same. You see my point? So at $500 versus $1,500, obviously you're getting a whole different animal. They're not equally priced. So hope you guys learned something today. That's all I have. Thank you very much.